it's been a decade plus that I knew that this day was going to come.
Oh, this is not hyperbole here.
Because I believe the verse.
Time to hydrate. Hydration's the situation, so.
Woo, brash and arrogant. Is that what they saying? Or maybe my security is making you insecure. That's what's going on with Shedeur Sanders right now as he just left the combine. And people were saying things about Mr. Sanders that weren't so flattering, like this headline: NFL quarterback coach Shedeur Sanders was brash and arrogant in combine interview. Well, I'm going to take you behind the scenes of the combine. I'm going to take you into this room, even though I wasn't there, to let you know what this really means. Because what's interesting is there's obviously a poker game you must play, right? Whether you fold them, whether you hold them, walk away, whatever you want to do, whatever this damn song said, you got to play a little poker at this time because everyone is actively negotiating. This is the biggest job interview ever, which is the combine. And then it turns into the biggest active negotiation ever. Where am I going to pick my player? Now, outside of the top guy or guys, it's all smoke and mirrors. And even at the top is sometimes when we all can't agree on who that guy is. So the interesting about Shedeur is he's kind of caught in that wash. Excuse me, little birdie in there. He's caught in that wash of, you can squint and say he's the top dog, and then you probably are going to say, nah, I think he's mid-pack, first rounder, middle of the first, maybe even bottom of the first. We'll see how it all lands because that's the poker game. So let's get into that. But first.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell y'all about PrizePicks, the best place to win some cold, hard cash while watching the games you love. This app is so easy to use, you'll feel like a GM making moves on game day. All you got to do is pick more or less on a few player stats. Football, basketball, MMA, esports, whatever gets you hyped, they got it. You can play in over 40 states, including California and Texas. Come on now. And the payouts, fast and safe. You hit that winning lineup, oh, your money's in your pocket as quick as 15 minutes. That's quicker than halftime adjustments, baby. Oh, and did I mention Taco Tuesdays? Each Tuesday, PrizePicks hooks you up with discounts on select players so you get even more value. But here's the kicker. New users, PrizePicks will guarantee you $50 when you play your first $5 lineup. You ain't got to win. You just got to play. Just use the promo code WileyWins. Download the app and you're good to go. So whether you're trying to turn $10 into $1,000 cash or you just want that easy $50 bonus, PrizePicks has you covered. So let's get this money and keep the action rolling, baby. Boy.
Boy, boy, boy. Boy, it sucks in this world, and I know this firsthand when you suffer no fools. It's something that I challenged in me at one time to suffer no fools, and I was like, dog, be nice to people. Be nice to, that's nasty. Be nice to that guy who just said the dumbest thing ever. You know what I mean? Be nice. And I'm like, no, I'm going to be nice. I'm not going to be mean, but I'm also not going to suffer no fools. So there's a word called entitled that I think has been misconnotated in our world. Entitled, because we want to run from that word. You know, oh my God, you're entitled, but you're entitled little ass. Like it's always a negative connotation. When I also see the positive side of entitlement. At schools nowadays, they teach these kids a whole different respect and reverence. They have recoded what it looks like to us, and we don't always notice it. So the recoded sensibilities are, you don't have to call your teacher like I did growing up, Miss Della Housay. You know what you call her now? Faye. Excuse me, Faye, can you hand me a crayon? Who is Faye? F-A-Y? Funk all y'all? Nah, Faye is Miss Della Housay. They teach the kids to call their teachers by their first name. Why? Because they don't want them just blindly accepting authority and not being able to step up to it and act like you have power as well. That's what it is. It's not political. I know it could sound that way because that's my first reaction. Like, what? Police say license and registration, 10 and 2, license and registration. I know what you pull me over for. What's up? No. We're not doing that. They're not saying that. They're saying this. When you see an adult, you let the adult know that you're a human being too, you got power too, and that you got a belief system, right? Instead of saying, okay, whatever the old person said, whatever the person older than me said, they say, no, let them know what you think too. I like that. Because there have been too many times in my life I blindly listened to adults, and then I got older as an adult. I was like, what the hell was I listening? I ain't even challenge it. You don't even challenge these thoughts. Let's get back on subject. Specifically to Shedeur. He's entitled. Daddy of Shedeur Sanders. He's been in a world that is 0.01% has lived in, right? He's Deion's son, y'all. Let me tell y'all. So when he answers a question, let's just say he's not answering it hoping that you like it. He's answering the question like, this is how I like it. This is how I feel. This is how I'm going to respond. And that's different for those who are used to a certain level of power and used to that level of power that came with the old way of reverence and respect, not this way. So let's look at what happened in the room, allegedly, by Josina Anderson, okay? Because she's the one that broke this story. I am disappointed to hear that a quarterback's coach from a team drafted in the top 7, and that means they drafted 7. Who's the 7th drafted team? No one puts top 7, and they're not 7. You would put top 5. Let me stop. Referred to Shedeur Sanders as coming off brash and arrogant in his team interview and making his assessment known to a number of people per source. Okay, so right now, this first little part, I'm like already in my head, why are you writing this? They all lie and they all tell the truth, and who cares either way? Like, why are we pointing this out? Give me something. I'm purposely not naming the team as not to directly call the team out. Yeah, but you said top 7. What do you think is number 1? I'm just sharing that this coach's personal assessment is the direct opposite from how Sanders came across to many reporters in his press conference with the media at the Combine. Okay, first of all, to many is not all. So it sounds like some said he was brash and arrogant then. Second of all, who gives a damn? I hate when people do this. Oh, he was, somebody got murdered in Eyewitness News. Then, wow, murder in Brea Park, right? And then they go to the neighbor. He was such a perfect guy. Every time I saw him, he was nobody want to hear that. They always give us that. I'm like, he just killed somebody, right? Like, give me somebody who was like, you know what? A couple weeks ago, I thought this fool was on one, and I should have said something then. That's taking me where I need to go, because that's where we ended up. Everybody always try to contrast it, like, no one else thought that. Well, then you dummies. Let me stop. If I'm drafting and nobody thought that Ryan Leaf was an issue, yep, see what happens. Continue, Wiley. Okay. I'm just sharing that this coach's personal assessment is the direct opposite from how Sanders came across to many reporters in his press conference with the media at the Combine. Damn, I just read that again. I hate when I do that too. Sorry, my bad. Sanders appeared to go out of his way to acknowledge multiple media members, regardless if they were recognizable or not. We selling these Boy Scout cookies. He don't need all this. Keep going. He seemed cordial, polite, witty, thoughtful, along with being confident, as many athletes are. Alternately, these observations were distinctly different from how another quarterback prospect came off to some in the media last year in Indy. Who is that? Is that Caleb? What's he talking about? Jaden Daniels? According to the league, those are the top quarterbacks, right? According to league sources, said quarterback coach seems to have issue with the culture of athletes who have broad fame and financial success before entering the NFL. And in their opinions, appears to them to have a problem. Certain athletes, I'll leave it at that. Yeah, I just said that. I knew it. Like somebody old school or stuck in their power. These kids don't look you in the eye when they speak, some of them. Many of them. Forget that some of them. Many of them. My son doesn't. And I'm like, he 9, and he ain't cocky. He entitled. He know his daddy fresh. He know he fresh. And so he don't even come off like that. People come up to him, oh, man, that was a great game. You looked amazing. Golly. And he's like this, thank you. I say, look him in the eyes, whether it's a kid or not. He don't even look at his buddies in the eyes. They just be like, and look, he's not Shedeur, But I'm trying to tell you that I'm around a lot of kids, and they have recoded what we think respect is. And this man, this coach, sounds like he doesn't get it. I give you that, Josina. This is how, oh gosh, she wrote a book. This is how pre-draft evaluations can get jacked because of evaluators who don't seemingly possess the discernment to detect intangible traits that are connected to the will and drive to win without being a stat or delineated, Columbia, in an analytics report. You just said many reporters gave him credit. You said many people, coaches and scouts gave him love. Stick with that. We don't have to get them all, and you ain't gonna get them all, right? Peyton Manning was in a debate with Ryan Leaf over who to pick. They were coming at Peyton Manning. That's what that means. That means, I don't know about this and that, whatever this and that is. Come on, y'all. It's time to put our big boy, big girl pants on. He's literally Deion Sanders' son, and despite growing up different from most, seemed fairly grounded. Look a little half pregnant to me. Seemed fairly grounded. If he cocky, he cocky. If he brash, he brash. He arrogant. He ain't the first. Y'all want to know how he got down with Brett Favre sometimes? Some of the stories and some of the times I've seen him. Whoa. And, oh well. Brett Favre was a rock star. I think he got his own bus. I used to see him like, why you ain't with the team? Oh, because you would get attacked. Hopefully any potential biases towards the culture are being checked at the door as not to unduly impact stock and business. The modern day college athlete is evolving, as is the scale of business and opportunities surrounding them before entering professional leagues. Adaptation. I was about to say adaptation. I'm a music dude. It sounds necessary and not just for Sanders. Preach. I give you all that. This coach is also not in favor of him. Now, you wrote too much already. All right. See, this is what throws you off, too. Then you see this. It's like an interview. This is one of them paid interviews, too. You saw that beginning? Y'all don't believe me? Oh, I don't want to hear it, do I? Nope. I don't want to hear it. Oh, body armor. Okay, I ain't mad. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. But let's talk. There's a little too much syrup being poured on this pancake by Josina. A personal relationship with Deion, want to be closer to Deion. Who doesn't? Shedeur. Let me just show you this. Look at how Shedeur looking at her. Oh, this is hilarious. Watch this. Let me just go back. Watch this. I thought Shedeur looking at her. He like, girl, what you talking about? I had to get that joke off. Too much syrup on his pancake. Shedeur's a big boy. He's fine. Somebody don't like him, so what? Maybe that's part of the whole draft process. Teams talking about you and you just ride through it, right? I know when I was getting drafted, I looked at everything. Tight hips. People like, oh, he has tight hips. Likes to hang out. I told that story on The Rocks. Hilarious. Oh, well, like they want you to react? I'm not reacting to that. That's who I am. If that's who I am, that's who I be. And you ain't going to try and trip and change up who I am and who I be. So I don't like that part about it. But let's get into the recoding of the sensibilities, which I think is the greater topic. Because chivalry and reverence are dead. Now, we all heard chivalry is dead, but nah, his brother is dead too. Chivalry for the girls and the women, guys opening up doors and stuff like that. You open up a door today for a woman and watch what happens. You might get a dozen flowers. You might get a PayPal. She might Venmo you something. Oh my God. And I do it all the time just because I'm old school, right? And that is, let's sidetrack. That is the nastiest thing. Somebody back in the 1400s, whenever they started chivalry, was like, let me open the door for the ladies so I can watch them walk in. Ooh. Open the door, you go like this. Yes, I'm behind you. Nasty little dude. We know what you were doing. So anyway, chivalry's dead. Women, sorry, it is. I mean, of course, there are still moments and times, and if you see me, I got you. But chivalry, largely dead. Reverence. We ain't said this one yet. Reverence. The little kid who ain't looking at the adult male. Boy, my son ain't looking at dudes in their eyes. His boys or no adult. A head coach came up to him and said, man, a high school head coach, came up to my son and said, dang, man, you look amazing. You look great. Well, my son like this. They different, right? You can say it's because he's my son. You can say it's not. Whatever it is, I know this generation ain't about that. They different. Recoded sensibilities. So Shedeur is not walking into a room and shrinking. You know? He's not hollowing. As Jay-Z said, I ain't changing my voice in this room. And that's a beautiful life trait that is going to take adjusting to. We don't have to have a book written about it because we know it. But I'm glad she did highlight it because it gave me conversation and fodder. But Shedeur doesn't need kids' gloves. He knows who he is to the core. And his interviews do come off, if you're not in the full know, as arrogant and brash. Want to know why? Because he's not up there just smiling before you even ask a question. What you guys want to do? He ain't up there just saying, oh, well, that's not his personality, and that's not who he is at the core. He's been socialized, raised. He's been bright-lighted to the point where he's entitled in the positive way. My son is entitled. I'm entitled. You think I'm walking somewhere and somebody just gonna strip me of what I want to say and do? I have a title here. I am a champ. I'm a champ in every room I'm in. I give it to you like this, and I'll leave you with this story about Ross Perot. If you guys know who he is, the billionaire. I don't know if Ross Perot's still here. God, he was running for president 40 years ago. Is he still with us? But respect. There was a meeting. There was a conference, and everybody's waiting there. And then there was a meeting with Ross Perot and his executives, his cabinet, whatever it may be. And it's a 9 o'clock meeting. It's 8:55. Everybody's still talking, chumming it up. All the things Shedeur ain't doing, right? And then finally, 9 o'clock comes. Everybody's starting to try to find a seat. And then 9:01, they're kind of getting restless. The meeting ain't started. Ross Perot's still over there chilling. And finally, he just grabs a chair. Not at the head of the table either. Just any one of them chairs. He just sits down. And then they're like, and somebody, brave enough, the Shedeur of the room said, sir, we're ready to start the meeting when you are, this is what I'm saying. Shedeur ain't when you are. Let's start the meeting. What time the 9 o'clock meeting start, homie? But instead he said, we're ready to start the meeting when you are. But, you could take your appropriate seat at the head of the table. And Ross looked at him and he said, wherever I sit is the head of the table. Let's start this meeting. Boom! I said, damn. That's what I'm talking about. It takes some adjusting to. From you, from y'all. Interesting story there. All right, so beat it up in the comments. You think Shedeur is brash and arrogant? I mean, they trying to slight him, but I think it's poker. And more than that, if it ain't poker, it's just one joker or so who just ain't used to the new style. He ain't used to the new gig like that. All right, that's it. So beat it up in the comments. Let me know what y'all thinking. And make sure you go to PrizePicks, play $5, get $50 instantly, and promo code using the code, damn, can I speak? Wiley wins. Wiley wins. Wiley wins. That's the promo code we got to use. Yes, we do. Okay. Let's do that. And we got to give to the foundation like who? Like Brianna Wheeler. She did. Give her some love, Brianna Wheeler. She made a monthly $25 donation to Project Transition and gym membership. Brianna, want your book, girl? You want this? Brianna, you want this? You won't never shut up. Life Opinions and Unexpected Adventures of NFL Outlier. I know you do. That's the book. Help us educate and empower these itty bitties through experiences and exposures so they can see excellence. That's what it's about. So we out there in them streets making sure we connect and collecting all the kids' information so they can be a part of our academy. Around me, kids, I don't let kids slip up. Nope, can't do it. It ain't worth it. All right, let's get a good rap in here. We could get a good rap going. Should I do it? Yeah, I should do it. Let's go Yay area up on here. Shout out to Terrell Owens, a Hall of Famer I just saw a picture of. Hey, let's get it. Hall of Famer, no namer. This beat is always the loudest. I want y'all to hear my lyrics. Feel my spirit. See, I'm all up in it. I'm near it. Yeah, that's me. It's brash like Shedeur, let's go get it. I walked in the room like I own the spot. Suit clean, wrist froze, flex don't stop. Scouts looking shook like who this kid? I'm Shedeur prime blood, I built for this. Ask me a question, I give you the truth. I ain't playing chess, I'm talking my proof. Ooh, you cocky, nah, I'm just real. Y'all play for contracts, I play for the thrill. Blah! Drip too loud, they can't hear the hate. Confidence high, I don't pump no brakes. Arrogance, nah, it's prime DNA. If you ain't first pick, then get out the way. Asking my 40, like why you care? I move like a boss. Y'all out here running scared. Wonderlick test, man, I pass with style. IQ on prime, I walked in mild. GM's whispering, man, he talk too bold. Shut up, man, the NIL is cold. I ain't no combine drill. Measure my worth, I'm first round talent. Been that since birth. Yeah, I can hear the hate. But guess what, boy, I ain't pumping these brakes. Y'all talking mechanics, I'm talking Ferrari. Y'all talking humility, man, y'all just sorry. I throw dimes, make plays, put film on repeat. Even haters at home gotta watch me eat. Call me cocky, nah, call me great. I bet on myself, boy, check the tape. I'm Primetime Junior, better recognize the legacy set. And now I'm about to go. Cut the check. Cut the check. You better give me respect. You better give me respect. You better protect your neck. You better protect.